Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Just another hot day in New York City. We just heard the other day that they have declared New York City to be a subtropical state because the weather here is like hotter than it is in some of the southern states.
Hotter than hell.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Sankirtan Acharya Prabhu,
Haribo!
who's a new subscriber.
Haribo!
He does service here at the Bhakti Center and Matchless Gifts.
And Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Radha Govinda Mandir.
Yeah, he takes the mercy from everywhere. Very nice, sincere.
That's why he is the Acharya.
Yeah, he's setting the example.
Haribo.
And he has a lovely wife, Vrinda Gopi Devi.
Haribo! Okay, so we're here to read the Bhagavatam.
Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 15.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And also, before we start, just an apology for our abrupt ending in the last Bhagavatam Bites. We were at Matchless Gifts, and I mentioned at the beginning someone was coming to meet us, and we just tried to squeeze one in, and we got caught out. Yeah, Sri Prabhupada who came, and we just had to stop early. So thank you.
Alright, text 15. The floors of the houses in that city were made of sapphire, crystal, diamonds, pearls, emeralds, and rubies. Because of the luster of the houses in the capital, the city was compared to the celestial town named Bhagavati. In the city of the body, the heart is considered to be the capital, just as the capital of a state is especially gorgeously filled with various high buildings and lustrous palaces. The heart of the body is filled with various desires and plans for material enjoyment. Such plans are sometimes compared to valuable jewels, such as sapphires, rubies, pearls, and emeralds. The heart becomes the center for all planning for material enjoyment. Oh well, yeah, okay.
Anything?
Not really. The only thing that stood out at the end was about the heart being the center for all planning for material enjoyment. And what came to mind, sometimes say, my heart's not in it. And so I've got a heavy heart. They say if they're feeling sad. Or my heart, I've got heartache. I've got a broken heart. Or my heart feels so full. Isn't it? It's interesting. We say like that.
Yeah, the
and
heart.
so, yeah, it's like, as Prabhupada saying, it's like central to the jivas, how I'm feeling, and which therefore will equate to what I'm enjoying, or how I'm enjoying, or not, because how my heart hurts, heart, not in a literal sense, but like something happened, or someone leaves you or something.
Broken heart.
Yeah, my heart feels heavy today, or I'm downhearted, it's interesting.
I was thinking with this verse that is discussing about plans, and we were having a wonderful conversation yesterday with two devotees who came over, got some association from Gopal Champu Prabhu and Kameshi Devi, and we were discussing about plans and how do we know that it's the plan of the Lord? What is Krishna's plan for me, and how do we know that? And it's interesting, we were discussing from so many different places in the Bhagavatam, and even she sent us a message this morning with a quote about how Lord Brahma was making plans like that. And so, but here we see that the idea is that we're making plans for material enjoyment, but most of the things we were reading were highlighting the fact that if you're Krishna conscious and you're trying to make plans to serve Krishna, then this is in alignment with the plans of the Lord. But ultimately, most of the quotes say that actually everything is ultimately the plan of the Lord. And that's very mind-boggling, because then that would mean that also these plans for material enjoyment are also part of the plan of the Lord. Sometimes we have to go around here and get over to there, and that's part of the plan to get us where we need to go. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, if you have any questions or your comments, make sure you interact with us. She'll answer everything.
Yeah.
Okay, text 16. In that city there were many assembly houses, street crossings, streets, restaurants, gambling houses, markets, resting places, flags, festoons, and beautiful parks. All these surrounded the city. Purport. In this way the capital is described. In the capital there are assembly houses and many squares, many street crossings, avenues and streets, many gambling places, markets, and places of rest, all decorated with flags and festoons. The squares are surrounded with railings and are devoid of trees. The heart of the body can be compared to the assembly house, for the living entity is within the heart along with the Paramatma. And thus the heart is the center of all remembrance, forgetfulness, and deliberation, as stated in the Gita 15:15, Sarvasya Jaham Ridisani Vishnomata Smirtir Gyanam Apohanam Cha. In the body, the eyes, ears, and nose are different.
You missed something, no?
Madam,
After the verse, in the heart is the center.
yeah, but I already said that.
Oh, so this is all gobbledygook.
It's not gobbledygook, it just swapped it around.
Yeah, I'm not good.
But you didn't notice that I read a sentence.
No,
that
I did.
Okay. So, in the body, the eyes, ears, and nose are different places of attraction for sense enjoyment. And the streets for going hither and thither may be compared to the different types of air blowing within the body. The yogic process for controlling the air within the body and the different nerves is called susumna, the path of liberation. The body is also a resting place because when the living entity becomes fatigued, he takes rest within the body. The palms and the soles of the feet are compared to flags and festoons. Interesting analogy and how it's relating. Some things obviously can make sense. The flags and the festoons, I'm not quite sure about how that's the hands, if they're decorative or feet are decorative, but interesting. And the streets are the different airs that are passing through the body. This sushumna is an interesting statement. I don't really know what that is. I'm going to look it up and see if anything comes up. Deep astral or energetic. I don't know. So I thought Prabhupada was going to say, oh my goodness, I just forgot it. What is it when you, breathing exercise?
Ashtanga yoga?
No.
Pranayama.
Pranayama, thank you. Pranayama.
Name that yoga.
Name that limb of the Ashtanga yoga. Okay.
Alright, anyway, text 17. On the outskirts of that city were many beautiful trees and creepers encircling a nice lake. Also, surrounding that lake were many groups of birds and bees that were always chanting and humming. Papa. Since the body is a great city, there must be various arrangements such as lakes and gardens for sense gratification, for sense enjoyment. Of the various parts of the body, those which incite sexual impulses are referred to here indirectly. Because the body has genitals, when the living entity attains the right age, be he man or woman, he becomes agitated by the sex impulse. As long as one remains a child, he is not agitated by seeing a beautiful woman. Although the sense organs are present, unless the age is right, there is no sense impulse. The favourable conditions surrounding the sex impulse are compared here to a garden or a nice solitary park. When one sees the opposite sex, naturally the sex impulse increases. It is said that if a man in a solitary place does not become agitated upon seeing a woman, he is to be considered a brahmachari. But this practice is almost impossible. The sex impulse is so strong that even by seeing, touching or talking, coming into contact with or even thinking of the opposite sex, even in so many subtle ways, one becomes sexually impelled. Consequently, a brahmachari or sannyasi is prohibited to associate with women, especially in a secret place. But that's good. Well, even if you're married, don't be with a woman in a secret place.
Why not?
Well, you'll find out.
It's a joke.
The Shastras enjoin that one should not even talk to a woman in a secret place, even if she happens to be one's own daughter, sister or mother. The sex impulse is so strong that even if one is very learned, he becomes agitated in such circumstances. If this is the case, how can a young man in a nice park remain calm and quiet after seeing a beautiful young woman? Well, there you go. And it's interesting because, like, although I don't see it so much here. Interesting. Maybe they toned it down, but, like, definitely when I was growing up in South London, you would see, like, billboards and advertising. Maybe I'm just not going in the right places or wrong places.
Well, a little more provocative.
Yeah. No, but, like,
Explicit.
I remember walking home from secondary school. I don't know. I'm bringing this up because now you. I'm not even going to describe what I saw, but it was horrible. I'm not joking. It was this big advert. I was like, what is that? It was like high up on the building, and I was like, oh my god! I was so scandalized by what was occurring, and it turned out it was the point was that they were trying to advertise. I think it was a new book or something to do with a book, but what gets you to look at it was what was occurring.
The picture, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I was so shocked, I'm not joking. I was like, what? It was so shocking. And it wasn't like the book was like, well, a weird, dodgy book or anything, but it was like people trying to be out of the box to make reading cool or something, you know? Like,
It's
cool.
been a classic thing, but maybe
cool,
they don't use that so blatantly anymore.
Yeah, but the reason I was saying that is because you know, it's like Prabhupada's talking even in these purports, but even going back at a time where it wasn't blatant. I'm talking about when he's referring to, and yet there's fall downs and, you know, so many rishis and this and that.
Yeah, in the traditional sense, it wasn't really so flaunting and so out there.
Yeah. And so then, you know, it's like you have to pity the jivas now, as it were, that what they're bombarded to and it's normal. It's like you don't even blink an eye by the way things are presented. Maybe you feel kind of self-conscious, maybe not if you're in the presence of your grandmother or something, and you're watching like a video of the pop singer or something, or like a magazine cover, but you may or may not, you know, because it's just, that's how it's become normalized to dress in a certain way or sing in a certain way, like certain lyrics or whatever, and so it's quite sad, you know. It's like, wow, Maya is relentless, you know, relentless. And I remember, therefore, coming back to the purport, Prabhupada says, that, you know, if a man in a solitary place does not become agitated upon seeing a woman, then he's considered brahmachari. It's a very high standard to be a brahmachari. Just putting that out there for the brahmacharis. And I remember the very famous quote that's always quoted in Prabhupada's purports. I'm always reading to say it, but Yamunacharya, I believe it's him that Prabhupada quotes.
Well, Yamunacharya, not Yamunacharya. There's Ramanujacharya and then there's
not Ramanuja. No,
Yamunacharya.
Yamuna. Like he says, when I think of sex pleasure, I turn and spit. And now, that I was reading constantly in Prabhupada's books, and then one day my guru gave a class, I think it might have been in London, I don't know, but he just unpacked it completely, and he said, which made it more practical to be on this in this line. I'm just trying to say, because you always thought, oh my god, you can't think, you can't look, blah 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 blah, and he explained, whenever I think of it, and so he explained, this is natural. You know, the thoughts may come, you may look, you may contemplate, whatever, and so he's unpack it whenever I think of it. But then what did Yamunacharya do? He this, you know, it came and it was like, I'm not acting on it. Gross, I don't want to go there. But it wasn't that you beat yourself up because you may
think about it. Or...
Yeah, and that's how I was interpreting it. And there was a certain mood like that, if that makes sense. And it was so perfect. So then, so when Prabhupada's saying like this, I mean, it's a very high level to which our, you know, bless them, the sannyasis, and specifically in this path anyway, what they have to do to be amongst so many people, first of all, adoration, name, fame, but also females, you know, disciples and well-wishers and this. And then the amount of messages I get, because I like to share pictures of my guru and that. When's he coming back? When's he? I want to go. And you think, you know, it's like a fan club, and women just want to. I just, you know, want to see him. I want to give him this. I want to talk to that. And you think, you got to be on a whole different level to be able to transcend that. And we've seen ourselves, unfortunately, at the way that we're some, you may get pulled down, you know? Some do get pulled down. Like that. Anyway, it's a big topic. Yeah.
And it seems that, you know, you hear such statements from Prabhupada, but everyone should be careful. There's the old adage that he gave, which is that men are like butter and women are like fire, and if the man gets too close to the fire, then he basically melts. You know, like now I'm awfully close and I'm melting. Like I can feel the heat. But obviously there is, you know, concession for grihastas. But we have to be careful. And I guess a lot I see that it becomes more and more loose, you know, and more relaxed, like you just hang out. And I always think, wow, I mean, these people must be so advanced that they can just hug and kiss each other and do all kinds of, and these are like, even sometimes devotees. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but it is, you know, you read this side and it's like, it's almost like kind of extremes.
It's a false illusion. It's illusion, and then there's a false illusion where, but we're cool, you know, we got this, you know, we're devotees, we're cool. Nah, when Maya decides to yank that chain, you know, it's gonna all fall down.
Okay, wow.
And on that positive, happy note, positive.
Right. Okay, thank you all very much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.